everybody, and welcome back to Movie Couple Life Saturday edition. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And welcome to the show where we talk about everything in pop culture and movie news. Today, we're talking about spoilers for The Bad Batch episode 13, Infested.
We're also going to be talking about casting news for Black Panther 2.
And Leslie Grace has been cast as Batgirl.
And also, Wheel of Time gets a new poster and some release date information.
And so much more on today's show. You guys, welcome back. Feeling a little rusty for some reason because we took Wednesday off. Dustin did have a outpatient procedure. Everything's fine. Everything checked out. We are A-okay, but thank you to everybody who sent over like very sweet, like messages and like get well soon thoughts and things like that. We did learn that for the both of us, like after one of us has like an outpatient surgery, maybe we should take the next day off work and not try to go to work, which I get.
Yeah, I kind of made that mistake. I think our sound is actually a little bit off. It sounds like we're very echoey.
Echoey?
Not echoey, like kind of like we're in like a tunnel or a cave kind of a thing. So how's the sound on your guys' end?
How about now? I just switched it.
Oh, you switched it? Let's see how it sounds.
Well, I guess we should talk if Dustin's gonna check out some sound.
Very true. I just want to see what you guys think of the sound now that it's switched.
That's much better, says MK. Thank you so much,
Excellent.
MK. You guys, we have two super fast super chats that are in the chat. And before we get to that, a couple of announcements for what is going on the channel. We have our Dune main trailer reaction that is up on the channel right now that you can check out. And if you're like me, you probably watched the trailer 4, 5, 6 plus times over at this point because it looks so damn good. And I want to say people like industry professionals or maybe some journalists have actually gotten to screen like a very early screening of the movie.
Oh, really?
And so far, so far those reviews seems to be very positive. But again, like if you're looking at these visuals and you take a look at who the director is for this movie, I think the stars are aligning. I can't wait to see it. Positive reviews, or at least reactions, seems to be kind of the general consensus for now.
Yeah, and just what we see in the trailer, we do very much this does seem like very much like a IMAX kind of thing. You want to go to a place that has a big screen, really good quality, awesome sound, because this is just going to be one of those movies that really just uses it and just makes it one of those movies that is like, you want to see this in the best theater experience possible, because I can't believe some of the visuals that they had in that trailer, and it just looks amazing and beautiful.
Yeah, and I like what where is it? Marvin Martin says, "Who knew tubes with teeth would be so cool to people? Who knew? Honestly, sandworms. Who
A giant worm with hundreds of millions of little sharp pointy teeth."
Yes.
Even though when you look back at history, there's a lot of things that are like that. You know, Tremors is like that. They're pretty much giant killer worms. The worms from Beetlejuice, you know, even though, they have like those little eyes on the side. But I'm sure the more and more you kind of look back, what is it? The Kraken. The Kraken from has that same kind of a mouth.
But it's not like a tube though.
That's more like a sea monster.
Yeah.
True.
This was supposed to be tentacles. Sorry, this was supposed to be tentacles. We also have a Snake Eyes non-spoiler review that is up on the channel with just me. People in the comments are like, "Where's Dustin?" Even though I felt like I explained it in the video, but maybe they didn't get to that part yet.
Unfortunately, I was not feeling up to par to go into the movie.
It was the day before your outpatient procedure, so there was some prep needed to be done on his part.
Doing some prep work.
Wasn't able to come with, but ideally, I'd like to have him see it so we can do a spoiler review for our patrons, for our Patreon. But I want to see if I can find like a drive-in.
Yeah.
I had a friend who, actually my co-host on, are you okay?
Sorry, I inhaled something. Good thing I've got some liquid refreshment.
My co-host on Pop Council, Jamie Philbrick, actually saw it this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yesterday, I think, during at a drive-in. So I want to see if we can find a drive-in nearby for Snake Eyes, just so we can have all the snacks in the world. I don't know. We will see. But Murta Ranta is asking, sounds like, oh nope, that's it sounds like the first 10 to 20 minutes Dune they've been shown. That's cool.
Oh,
that's really cool.
That would make a little bit more sense. So they don't want to show the whole movie quite yet.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, here's something to kind of whet your appetite. Here's something for you to see that we know is really good. that you're going to go out and be like, oh my God, you guys got to see this movie.
Yeah.
To kind of just get that word of mouth going.
I would love to see the first 10 to 20 minutes of Dune.
Me too.
If that opportunity ever presented itself. But by the same person, Snake Eyes Review, because they're bad. So again, the review you can check out on the channel. It's just me. I gave it a stream it. If you know our movie rating system, we don't really use like numbers or like ABC, anything like that. We kind of do like a to give you an idea. Yeah, to give you an idea of what our scale is. I'm going to say this incorrectly because I somehow don't know our own scale that we created, but it is catch it opening night.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Matinee it.
Matinee it. Stream it. Used to be rent it, but now it's stream it.
Yep.
Skip it.
Skip it.
It's not for me. And Kill It With Fire.
Kill It With Fire.
Which is there's only one movie I've ever ranked that, and that was for The Snowman. Was not vibing with that. So anyways, go ahead and check that out if you would like. It's on our channel. And should we go ahead and dive into kind of our first
let's dive into our first topic.
No, you're not.
I just noticed this comment, and I wanted to ask your permission on what is the rules on saying anything about this movie.
So we're talking about I can say the question. So the question comes from Blade, and Blade writes, hi Blade. Blade writes, I've been hearing good reviews on Free Guy. I'm interested in checking that out. I say follow your instinct, and you definitely want to check it out. We are currently still under embargo. The only thing we were allowed to give is our social reaction, which is kind of what we saw in the tweet, basically how the movie made us feel without putting a review aspect into it. I can tell you that I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for people to see it. And we had a really, really good time watching the movie. So much so, I feel like I kind of came out of the movie like skipping, it's that kind of movie that's going to put you in a really good mood.
It's one of those movies that you go in there for the entertainment. It's fun. It just makes you come out of there going, you feel better about life coming out of that movie. And so trust. So if there are good reviews that you're listening to, they're probably true.
Yeah. Again, not reviews, reactions. You have to choose our language carefully. We have the super chats. Super chats. There we go. All right. So before we dive into our topics, first one comes from Marvin Martin. Thank you so much for your continuous support.
Thank you so much, Marvin.
Here on the channel. 90s show, Earth 2, I think, sprinkled with, 100 sprinkled with Avatar. Interesting. So it's a 90s show. This is Marvin likes to give us recommendations, and this one is a 90s show called Earth 2, which I don't remember. You do?
I vaguely remember. I think I remember seeing like and it was like I remember seeing like some kind of trailer or some kind of advertisement for Earth 2. I remember the name. So now I'm like interested. I'm like, okay, I got to go back and check that out. It's one of those things is like one of those shows that you see like just the trailer of, and you're like, oh, that looks interesting. But then it kind of comes and goes. I just never got time to get into it. But it's kind of like that when you think back to like, even like a show like Mantis. Like I remember a show called Mantis, and there was being some kind of advertising for it, but I don't remember seeing much of it or like what the storyline was about.
I don't recall Earth 2 either, but I think if it's in the 90s, then I've probably just arrived here in the States. And my English was still not fluent enough for me to understand or would be kind of like enticed to watch a show that was like heavily, because like my learning process was it took a while. So I think I was watching like more kids shows that were geared towards younger audiences, so I could it could help me learn English in that way, or also like reading a lot of books. But I like that. I like this 100 sprinkled with Avatar. Now, Marvin, I have to ask you, Avatar like Last Airbender or Avatar like Pandora?
I think he's saying it's Avatar like Pandora.
Oh.
Not like Avatar the Last Airbender.
It would make sense. I mean, I would watch both. But that would make sense. Okay, we'll make sure you check that. I wonder if we can find that anywhere. Maybe YouTube.
Screen cap.
Screen cap?
Oh, I just screen capped it.
Oh, I see.
On my phone.
Got it.
I've got all of all the recommendations that we get screen capped into a certain folder.
Ah, nice. Love it. We have another super chat from Riley.
Thank
Riley,
you so much
with the heart emoji. Finger hearts right back to you. Thank you so much. Let's see. And then there was one more from Dodger Ryan 124 who writes, "Hi guys. I'm thinking of buying a Universal Studios Gold Season
Ooh.
Pass. Ooh, it is $250 for the year.
That's
And should I pull the trigger? I live 10 minutes away from the park. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Keep up the good work. Universal Studios Florida
I'm
or
thinking
Hollywood?
Hollywood. Because I think for Universal Studios Florida, it's a little bit more expensive.
Is
But
it?
if you live 10 minutes away, and if you're the kind of person who enjoys going to a theme park that you've actually already done all the rides multiple times, and you want to just hang out, like say in Hogsmeade for a little bit, have dinner, just watch people watch for a little bit, maybe go on a ride. That's what we do for Disneyland,
Yeah.
or hang out in Springfield. If you love going on the tram
Sit
tour,
at the beer garden.
yeah.
Yeah.
If going to a theme park and just hanging out is one of your things, then yeah, Universal Studios is actually a really fun theme park to do that at.
Yeah, I agree with that. And $250 a year versus however much you have to pay for Disney plus the drive down to Disney, like this is definitely more of a like financially conscious deal. And Universal is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I feel like if I was a bigger Universal fan, I 100% would have a season pass there. But I feel like for us personally, Universal once or twice a year is good enough. But if you are literally, we're not 10 minutes away from Universal. We used to be,
No.
not anymore. But we were 10 minutes away from Universal. Believe you me, we probably would be looking at the Gold Pass as well, because I think you also get discounts. Probably right in the stores.
It
You
says
can go
it's Universal Studios Hollywood, free parking and discounts.
I mean, yeah.
That is a pretty $250 for the year.
Mhm.
You go twice, and that's almost your money back.
How much is a 1-day ticket? 70 plus, right? 80
Yeah,
plus,
I think
at least.
And then you still have to pay for parking.
And then you still have to pay for parking. So with the pass, because it gets free, you get free parking at discounts. You can also kind of browse around their City Walk area.
Yeah,
which is a lot of fun. It's improved a lot. Like all the food and
going
shops.
to the AMC will be free.
Oh yeah, you can go and see a movie.
Mhm.
I mean, you have to pay for the movie, but you can also go and, like, if you don't want to go to the park, or if you're, go on Jurassic Park, the ride, dry off a little bit, go out, get a voodoo donut, come back, ride the Mummy a couple of times. Like, that sounds like a fun day. That sounds like a really fun day. And I do love Universal.
That might be a good
sometimes.
little what is it called? That might be a nice little substitute for us to get a season pass to a theme park. But since we can't get a season pass to Disneyland right now.
Yeah, because there isn't any.
Yeah,
potentially. Oh, Dodger Ryan says about 100 for a 1 day. Then that's
so
worth it.
If
You
you're
can go
gonna
twice.
if you go 3 times a year, then you've made your money back. And I think the best times to go would be like during Christmas, during Halloween. Not go to Halloween Horror Nights. But they'll still have all the decorations.
All the decor will be up,
All the
and you'll see
decor will
some of
be
the
up.
mazes. And plus, if you really want to walk through like a horror thing, there's always the Walking Dead attraction that you can walk through, which is actually really well done. Like, I think it's still there, right? Or did they close it down? Actually, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Don't quote me on
We
that.
have not been there. I know they
been a
have the
minute.
what is it called? The Secret Life of Pets that just
That's the
opened.
new ride that I really want to go on, because you get turned into a puppy.
And I'm like, oh.
It's very, very cute. Speaking of
puppies,
Miss Navi is making her her usual appearance. She actually had to go to the vet this morning because I found some, like, she is a little prone to ear infection, so we kind of got her taken care of, and then she was throwing up yesterday, so it was a bit of a thing, but she is okay now. She just hates the vet a lot.
She gets traumatized
just like
by the
us
vet.
hating the dentist. Like, we don't love going to the dentist. I imagine same feeling, except that we have to drive ourselves there.
We have to make
I can
ourselves
drive
go
her
there.
and hold her.
Poor Navi, she's always afraid. Anytime we put her in the car, are we going to the vet? Are we going to? It's like, it's late at night. We're not going to go to the vet. We're just driving somewhere else.
So for the next few weeks or so, because she's got to go back to get her yearly shots, we're probably going to put her in the car and just drive around kind of aimlessly, for her to, kind of trick her into thinking not every single car trip means vet. Otherwise, she does freak out at the vet, and I feel really, really bad when she does.
So much so she throws up in the back.
And guess who had to clean it up? Me. It was on the way to work too. It was terrible. It was when we had Falcor still. Falcor was still with us, so I had
Poor
both dogs
Falcor,
in
he's
the
like,
in the back, and she threw up just an obscene amount for some reason. And there was one tiny area of the back seat that was not covered, and that's the spot that Falcor was in. He was kind of doing this like, "Oh my god, get
he
me
got
out
like
of
trapped in
here!"
the corner.
Yeah, so I wish I would have. If I wasn't so grossed out in a hurry to clean it up, I would have totally taken a picture of that moment. Because, but it is right up here in my memory. All right, guys, for Saturday edition, we're gonna go ahead and go right in to our first piece of news flash. Leslie Grace has been cast as Batgirl, and if you don't know who Leslie Grace is, you can probably go ahead and give In the Heights a watch. She plays Nina in the movie, and so WB has been looking, or should I say DC, have been looking and testing actresses to look for Batgirl, and finally they have landed on Leslie Grace. She will be playing Barbara Gordon in the studio's Batgirl. Now this will not be, I don't know if this is going to be theatrical, because the news article is saying that it's going to be on HBO Max. So this will be the first major DC property to debut exclusively on the streaming platform. Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falal will be directing the movie from a script written by Christina Hodson, with Kristen Burr producing. So right now plots are under wraps. We are not really sure exactly what details are. All we know is that she has been cast, and it will be Barbara Gordon, who is the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. And that is all we know for now. So Dustin, hearing this news and having seen Leslie Grace in the Heights, what do you think of this casting choice?
Well, I think she's an amazing actress. I haven't gotten to see anything of hers outside of In the Heights, but she did an amazing job in that movie. I'm assuming, I mean, because this is now Batgirl and not Batwoman.
Correct.
So,
two different things.
Two completely different
Batgirl
franchises.
right now, it went from Ruby Rose to, why am I blanking on her name when I've said her name so many times in the past? I'm gonna go ahead and look it up.
But yeah, and then now they're doing now. Are they saying that this is a movie or a series, right?
A movie.
A movie. So, I mean, it makes, I mean, there's a lot of storylines that you can do with Batgirl. I mean, and I'm just...
Javicia Leslie, sorry.
I just want to see more and more DC properties start to get the movie treatment. So any kind of movement forward on this, I'm excited about. I want to see more DC movies. I want to see more of an expanded universe, not just like the DCEU universe and maybe like some of the TV shows, but to see just different, more and more of the comic books come to life.
Yes.
Like I love what they did with Joker. I want to see them do like a live action version of the last, or the, oh shoot, the Last Laugh, the one that just, there's an animated one that just came out. The Killing Joke. Thank you.
The Killing Joke?
Thank you so much.
Okay. That didn't just come out.
Well, no,
it came
no,
out
no.
a while ago.
Well, no, but they had an animated one that came out not too long ago. But yeah. And so any more material, I'm always excited to hear about.
Yeah, and I think for me, I just know that we haven't gotten like a live action Batgirl feature film of any kind. So, and it's just like I have Batgirl merch, but she's only so far existed in either animation or in merch or obviously comic books. So I'm just excited and I'm happy. And honestly, looking at the list of the actresses that they had in mind, they were all talented. I think I would have been happy for any of them, but I'm particularly really excited for Leslie Grace, because I went and did that thing, and I know this is so superficial sounding, but I do this for whenever they like talk about, oh, we're thinking about this person for Batman or this person for whatever. I immediately take their picture and then I block the upper half of their face and I see if the bottom of their face would look okay, because this is what your focus is, right?
Yeah, for pretty much all of the Bat characters, this is all you get in their face. So
do
what
they
does this
have the
look like?
right jaw to play a Batwoman, Batman, Batgirl?
Yeah, like how do they look?
But particularly Batman, yeah. So,
and also it's like kind of like what when I first saw pictures of
the Long Halloween.
Yeah,
maybe.
that one. That's the newest one that just came out.
Thank you, Blade.
And brain fart. Sorry.
It happens.
like when I saw Robert Pattinson for the first time as Batman. At first, you're kind of like, how is he gonna look in that? And then finally, he kind of puts on the mask, and I'm like, okay, I like that. I like the direction that they're going. I like how his face does fit in that persona. I think it would have looked a little bit better if it still had like the side straps on it. Someone had did like an animation or like a CGI cut in to where it made it look more sharp and along the jaw. And I was like, that looks a little bit better. But
Pattinson also got that jawline though.
Yeah, true.
Like from the get-go, we already knew. If you watch Twilight, you already, or even Harry Potter, I guess.
Yeah, true.
You already know. But we're excited for a Batgirl film to be on HBO Max. Congratulations to Leslie Grace for landing the role. And in other casting news, I gotta pull up the next banner here. We've got Michaela Coel. Sorry if I'm saying her name incorrectly. I hope I am, but if I am not, please let me know in the chat. Has been cast in Black Panther 2. So let me go ahead and I don't know what I did with the picture of her. Wait 1 second. Sorry, guys. A little rusty because we haven't streamed on here in literally a whole week. But yes, she has joined the ensemble cast of Black Panther 2, entitled Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And right now, of course, as all superhero things go, not just Marvel, but superhero things go, all the details are very much under wrap. Everybody's being tight-lipped. But we do have insiders saying that she's has joined Ryan Coogler at the studio that they film at, which is Pinewood. So it's very, very exciting. And when the production began about a month ago, and obviously there's no comments or anything like that from the director, the actor, the studio, everything is under wraps. But she, you can see her work on I May Destroy You, which is streaming on, I believe it's still on HBO Max. It is a series, and she received 4 Emmy four Emmy nominations for the show, and she, in addition to writing, to directing, to producing, she's also stars in shows. As a popular writer processing rape trauma in contemporary London. So just a lot of work, continuously working. So I like the addition. Now, there are people online saying when they first cast her, they're like, could it be Storm?
Oh.
But is that how they're going to bring in
the X-Men?
The mutants that way? I find that very... Not that I don't welcome the idea.
Yeah.
But it seems like I don't know. Is that the release strategy?
That would be kind of an interesting way
Seems
to
weird, right?
introduce us to the X-Men and to introduce us to mutants. I think there will be something else ahead of that does kind of set it up. But now that you mention it, because when you look at her face, she has these piercing eyes.
Yeah.
And especially in the article by Variety, the picture that they put up there is she just has this intense look. She has kind of like a goddess kind of a
goddess.
What did I say?
Goddess.
Oh, goddess. My apologies.
It's okay. I do that all the time. I speak English all the time.
And I think that is actually a really good guess. I would be very interested to see, how they fit her in as Storm.
She literally looks like a goddess in this photo with like the headpiece that she's wearing. Absolutely stunning. She's got gorgeous eyes. She's got them cheekbones too. Dang. But also to me, she could play Dora Milaje as well. Prominent figure, in the Dora.
A supporting role. So,
Storm wouldn't be a lead, and if you're a lead in Black Panther, that would
still be,
like Shuri and the Doras, Angela Bassett, So, and then I don't know how they're going to handle Chadwick there, but we'll find out as more news develops on that front. But this is just exciting to hear about any sort of news coming from Black Panther 2. You and I both love that movie. We love the story, and I can't wait to see more. And potentially, I don't know if her being in the movie can also place her on the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
That's yet to be said anything about, but I welcome it with open arms.
And some other little tidbit of information that's actually nice to hear, too, is that they've been filming for a month now. So that means you're kind of like, you now know a little bit more about where they are in the production of this movie. And it's just exciting to hear that, they are filming It is getting done. It means it's going to be coming soon. I cannot wait. I mean, I am excited to see how they handle Black Panther, because you know
Yeah.
they're not going to recast him, and they're not going to recast Chadwick Boseman, and they're not going to CGI his face. So that gives us an idea of what direction they're going to put this. And
Yeah.
also, this also means that we might have to somehow see the event where he dies. He might be in the Black Panther suit. And do they kill T'Challa? Does he actually have a death scene? Or is he going to go missing? Or how are they going to handle it?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out, you know. But I think they care very much about this movie and how the sequel is going to, you know, move us forward in the MCU as well. So I think they're hopefully making all the right decisions. I'm just very excited about it. So and any news, I'm just like, oh, what is it? Anything? So that's fantastic. We've got a super chat here from General Grievous. Whoa.
Woo.
In the chat. Thank you so much. General Grievous writes, live action, Marvel, better than DC. Animation, Marvel, not as great as DC.
That is true. DC does on a more
DC
regular
animation
basis.
is bomb.
Yeah.
Like so good.
I do have to admit, I have watched some DC animation. Like there was a Harley Quinn one that
not the one that's out
no,
right
not
now.
Not
that
the series.
One's good.
Not the series.
Yeah.
There was one that I saw on the airplane that had come out, and I was just like, ooh.
Do you remember what it was? What
I can't remember.
Ensemble?
It was mainly Harley Quinn and like the Bat. I think Swamp Thing had it. No. It was I did not like it, but I have to admit, DC puts out more better animated content than Marvel does. All of the animated content that DC puts out has been, in my opinion, a lot more fun, a lot more. They're also willing to go very, very dark sometimes with their animated.
Paradox.
And I love it. I love it when DC does that.
Yeah.
And, you know, a part of me is almost like, come on, Marvel, pick up your game here on the animation.
Well, I mean, we do have What If coming, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But other than What If, I'm trying in my head to remember if I've watched any Marvel animation, and I can't seem to think of any other than Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
There's a couple.
That one we liked a lot. Spider-Man.
When also Warner Brothers does put out more animation. Yeah, like there's a ton that they put out. So I mean, the more that you do something, the better you're going to be at it.
Yes.
So it does make a lot of sense that DC would have a better animation department than Marvel, because they just pump out so many more.
Now I remember hearing about, and this is so like not a part of our rundown, but I don't think I watched Killing Joke yet, but I think you have, correct?
General Grievous. I'm sorry, real quick.
Yes.
Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
This is the thing. That's the Marvel universe, but it's not Marvel.
Sony.
It's technically still Sony. I'm wondering how you kind of categorize that. But anyways,
Marvel.
Side
Sony
note,
Marvel.
Great point, Grievous. Sony/Marvel.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the I haven't seen the Longest Halloween or Long Halloween yet. If you guys have, give me either a thumbs up or a thumbs down on it and tell me what your thoughts are about it.
Yes.
But don't spoil it, because I still want to dive into it. If it's come out yet. Because
Long Halloween, I want to say it's out.
Long Halloween.
Killing Joke's been out
forever.
Killing
Joke's been out forever, yeah. So. I loved The Dark Knight Returns, the 2-part series that they did. I thought that was amazing. I loved that comic book by Frank Miller.
Yeah. Sorry for the little segue into DC animation, but we are a big fan of DC animation, so we want to talk about it because of the super chat. And thank you again, you guys, for sending those in. Let's go ahead and move. Oh, there we go. Ruru2 says Long Halloween Part 1 is out, and also welcome Debbie to the chat. Debbie is here. All right, moving on to this next thing that I am very torn in between whether or not I want to play this. So Dead Space, the remake, is coming. We actually got a new trailer, which seems to confirm the remake that will be coming. So this was announced during the EA's EA Play Live event. So this is going to be a remake of the 2008, the original one, and they're going to be using the Frostbite engine. So I don't. It says that here in the article that EA didn't reveal much more other than platforms. The game will feature an improved story, characters, gameplay mechanics, and more. Now, you guys know how I feel about Dead Space. I find it completely terrifying, so much so that I didn't even finish the game. If you want to check out the trailer, it's only a little over a minute, but it's creepy AF, and they do that violin thing that you hear, I think, in Us and Get Out as well. Like Jordan Peele uses it. Yeah, it kind of makes you think of like, like a creature coming towards. I
that
can't.
kind of body horror where they're like mutated.
Yeah, and you see like the mess of blood and just grossness on the floor. You hear kind of like
disgusting,
just screaming, and then there's writing on the wall that says "cut off their limbs" because you have to get up close and personal with the saw, and you have to do that. A part of me kind of wants to face my fears and play it again, and a part of me says, why would you do that to yourself? When I was younger and way more fearless than I am today, I would think, because I was young and cocky, think I can handle anything, couldn't handle the game, and now you put like a new, like, oh, it's a remake, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe. So the game is currently slated for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. No release date as of yet. So we will see. But this game did make a pretty big impact, I would say, on like the horror genre when it was released. It was like, what, 12 years ago? So 2008, 12 years ago, right? We're to 2021. Sure, I can't do math, but over 10 years ago. And it still scars me, where when I saw the teaser trailer, I thought, ooh, I remember this game. I want to play. I don't know if I want to play this, but a part of me really does. And if you guys have been checking my streams out on Twitch, you guys know that I've been talking about the next game that I do want to pick up once I am done with Paper Mario Origami King to be a horror game. There's a whole list of them that I made. And then recently, having nothing to do with the Dead Space title, there's a game called Black Book that I also, it's an RPG, so it's very much my type of a game, and I very much want to pick it up because that one comes out August 10th, very, very soon. And since we don't know when Dead Space is coming out yet, I have some time to, I guess, kind of decide on whether or not. Have you played anything? Like, what is you? I don't think you've played Dead Space.
No, I have not played Dead Space. I actually do kind of lean away from horror video games.
Oh, as well as movies.
As well as movies. I think I played a little bit of the, I played most of the first Resident Evil game. The second Resident Evil game scared the living heck out of me because there's that one place that you run by 100 times, and the 101st time, that's when the zombies pop out and attack you. And I was like, nope, I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah.
I kind of pulled a Josh McCougar. I was like, ah! And I was like, I'm done. Bye. Maybe I'll watch my brother play or something. I'll kind of watch over his shoulder while he's playing.
There you go.
But for horror games, I think, I'll leave that for Wendy. And maybe what we can do is that we can stream the first time you play it, and you can be like, nope, not playing anymore.
I'm just gonna play really poorly and die because whenever I got scared, I like didn't know what to do with my controller, with my fingers. So I just kind of button mash and run around in circles. Just like, as long as there's movement, that means I'm doing something, but I'm not. It's like some people can really remain really calm when they get scared in a video game. I am the opposite of that. So there needs to be distractions. Like, lights needs to be on. I can't play in the dark.
Yeah.
The puppy needs to be nearby. There needs to be snacks, maybe like a nice boba, maybe decaf stuff, so I'm not too hyped up on all this like extra energy and like end up like throwing the remote or something like that.
Oh, we have a super chat from Marvin Martin. If you could make your own scary horror game. Now, I would have to say there is one horror game that got me interested to play, that got me kind of like, oh, that's a pretty cool premise. I think I would like to try that out. And that is, I never did though, was the Alien video game. It's like a survival game to where you're stuck on the ship and you have to get out of there before the alien kills you. And I'm sure someone will know it in the chat. But I was like, this is a pretty cool concept for a game. It's a little bit of kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's,
Oh
where it's more of a
gosh.
strategic game, and you're trying to do strategic things while you are scared shitless, kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you're kind of like, how can you keep isolation? Thank you, Alien
Oh,
Isolation.
who said that? General
General
Grievous?
Grievous and
Nice.
Marvin
Oh,
Martin.
Marvin and Black Lala. Nice,
Thank you guys
guys.
so much. Your guys' memories are 100 times better than mine ever will be. But
Mm.
I have heard just the idea and the concept of that kind of a game, where it's kind of like a little bit of an escape room slash horror slash maybe if you do have like some weapons, but if you go up against the alien, you're in trouble. Your main goal is to not fight it, but is to get away, kind of a thing, and try to get to the what you have to like set the self-destruct and get to the escape pod
So
without it following
there's a
you.
timed element as well.
Uh-huh.
Whoo, wow. That's
And I'm kind of
crazy.
like, that is an interesting game. And oh yeah, what General Grievous said, it's in VR. That would be so scary.
If they ever put Dead Space on VR, you can bet that I will not 100% will not be playing that. Horrifying. For a self-made horror video game, I would love to see something in RPG style, because that's just my favorite type of video games. I love an RPG, maybe like Legend of Zelda, but let's make it horror. So that's why things like Black Frame, Black Book, or Fatal Frame is really interesting to me. I also would love to see a little bit of like puzzle element, so an escape room element, though maybe not timed, because we all see how, if you guys watch the streams on Twitch, I don't do well with time restrictions at all. Like all the brain cells just kind of go on vacation.
Abort.
And I just sit there and I'm like, I don't know, and I would just, if there's a hint button, I'm hitting it, because I'm like, I can't think, but I am nervous.
Yeah, when you get that time restriction on you, that's when you're, for some reason, that's why I always did so bad at tests. Is because you only had a certain amount of time. And as soon as you put a time limit, even if it's twice the amount of time that you would need, your brain's like, oh my God. During the
That's how I felt during
thing.
the SATs when I was taking it. Like I remember like trying not to bubble my name incorrectly, because that counts as like 200 points or something crazy like that, right? And I was like, oh God, what if I do it wrong? And
With my luck, I'd get that wrong too. There was a time that I studied all night for a test. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. I can do this. Paper, name. I was like, wait, oh God, this is not going to be good.
And then because you have to match with what you write to the bubble down there, and if you skip a line, then you mess up your name. Should not count as a part of the score. We obviously all know the names, but like people feel different types of pressure under tests. Anyways, Marvin, thank you so much for your question. I hope that answers it.
Thank you so much.
Answers to you. And this one super chat comes from Ike Moore.
Thank you, Ike.
Thank you so much. Ike writes, it's hard to say now, but I wonder if Black Panther 2 will have the same impact as the first one did. Will there be some hesitation from audiences since Chadwick is no longer with us?
Yes, I do think it would. I think it's going to be almost impossible to meet the same amount of gravitas, I guess you can say, that the first Black Panther had, because it was the first. It was the one that so many people just identified with and connect with. And now that Chadwick is gone, it's going to be really hard for the second one, because not only is it the second one, but it doesn't have the guy that was pretty much carrying, and everyone was like, there were so many people that considered like Chadwick their king, because he did such an amazing job with Black Panther, with T'Challa.
Yeah, perfect Black Panther, perfect T'Challa. I don't know if I don't know. I don't feel like the audience are going to feel hesitation from it. I think, well, no, I think actually you're right. I think there can be a little hesitation, is like, but it's more like not as in they're not going to go and support the movie, but as in, but can it be just as good as the first? Because that first one, at least to us, we really, really loved it.
And it had one of the best villains that Marvel has ever introduced.
Yeah.
And the villain and the hero are both not going to be there. They're going to have to rely 100% on the cast that they had.
Yeah.
The supporting cast.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing that they had all of the supporting cast we loved.
But I do think the audience will be curious curious enough to go, and hopefully they'll want to continue to support Black Panther for the legacy of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to think. But valid question. Thank you so much for your super chat, and we're definitely going to be checking it out. Like,
oh yeah.
We can't wait to hear more news about it, and like specifically story and how they're going to handle everything. I like that Ryan Coogler is still involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, seeing that how he was hands on for the first one, the fact that he's involved in the second one, and how close he worked, you know, with Chadwick Boseman, I think will really carry over the hopefully the similar type of energy from the first movie to the second one.
Fortunately, what I think that Black Panther 2 is going to have really going for it is that it's going to be featuring strong Black women.
As if it didn't already. I feel like
but now it's going to be like that is
that
is something that they've already had that's very powerful.
Right.
But now it's going to be like, well, since Chadwick is gone, all of the it's those characters that are going to be focused. They're the ones who are, I mean, heck, our news today was about them casting
a new actress for Black Panther 2 who literally looks like a goddess. So,
yeah.
I don't know how.
So I would not be surprised
pretty.
at all of that. I mean, it's if strong women is going to be a very prominent theme in Black Panther 2.
Time will tell. Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And this one, Dustin's very excited about this. Wheel of Time poster has been revealed, and as well as a pseudo release date. Not really an exact release date, more of a release month.
Time.
But I did pull up a photo of, it's not going to show the same because I didn't format it correctly, but here you go. That is the poster that's been released, and as we know, Wheel of Time will be streaming on Amazon Prime Videos. It is an Amazon original series. The woman you see there is Moraine, who is played by Rosamund Pike. Dustin, looking at this poster, kind of, you know, knowing how much you love the book series that is the Wheel of Time, what is all this news makes you feel? Make you feel?
I'm happy that we finally have a date.
Let's scoot you over that way so they don't see half of your identity.
There we go. It's kind of weird to sit this far on the side of the frame, but I'm excited to, most of all, I am excited about the date. I think that the poster looks cool. In the description on Variety, I think, or was it
Deadline?
On Deadline. They said that this was a picture of her at the Eye of the World, which makes me a little
name
confused.
Of the first book.
Yes, which is the name of the first book. But the Eye of the World, I never thought would have that kind of look to it. I thought it was it's been a while since I've read the first book.
It's been a minute.
Even though recently, not recently, maybe about 5 years ago, I had reread all of the books. It took me a year to get through them all. But I didn't really think that the Eye of the World would look like that. But of course, it's only a very small little snippet.
Yes.
However, I'm just excited for this date. I'm excited for the image. I'm excited to just hear more about this, that it is finally coming. We have been hearing about this and I've been drooling over it. And I have just been so excited to finally see, because we haven't really seen that much at all.
We saw like a tiny clip of Rosamund Pike as Moraine. We're seeing this poster. We know that it's going to be coming this year in November. No exact date yet. We were trying to figure out before the show. Dustin has a theory that maybe it'll be around like Thanksgiving time, because that's when, you know, families are, people are usually off work. They're prepping for that vacation, at least here in the US anyways. And maybe that's when we'll get the most eyes, or maybe it'll come at the beginning of November. We don't know, but I am just excited whenever they release another piece of like media, whether it be poster, whether it be, well, I mean, I love that we got a release date, but I honestly, because it's Comic-Con right now, which feels really weird that it's Comic-Con, we're not there. I really thought for Comic-Con they would have gotten a trailer, and doesn't even it doesn't seem to say in the article, right? And it doesn't seem to say in the article at all that like fans got to see the trailer. It doesn't say that at all, I don't think so. No.
I read through.
Does that worry you a little bit? The fact that we've gotten only like snippets, very
didn't
tiny.
Worry about it until you said it.
Oh, sorry.
And now I'm like, oh, you're right. We're only 4 months away, and they haven't shown us a trailer.
Sorry.
Does that mean they don't have any good material? I mean, good video to actually show us? I mean, that's true. I mean, if you can't put together, you know, an interesting trailer 4 months away from your release date.
That's what
unless they're trying to keep everything super hush hush.
Maybe that's it. But it's also not like, I mean, people know about the Wheel of Time series, but it's not like
It's not that well. It's not as like it's
it's
not a
not
Lord
like
of the
what
Rings.
Shadow and Bone. Yeah, it's not like that's a better comparison, much better comparison. It's not like Lord of the Rings where before they made it into a movie, people went, oh, because at one point or another, everybody in school has either seen the Hobbit cartoon or read one of the books.
Yeah.
By Tolkien. So I don't know. That's kind of what worried me. I was like, oh, we're gonna get a poster and an actual release date with a date attached to it, not just the month, and a trailer. And I can't find like there to be a trailer anywhere. But they did do a panel, you know. So and the showrunner was there, so at least they did a panel because they could have just stayed silent on it and not talked about it. So I think they're trying to maybe slowly garner and build interest there. But the series will follow Moraine, who is a part of she's a member of the
Aes Sedai.
Aes Sedai, sorry. Like when you read the books before audiobooks were available, when I read it and I was like, how do you say this?
And even when in the audiobooks that I've read, there's been some times when one book they'll say it this way and the next book they'll say it a different way. Like, not Aes Sedai, but they'll say
Aes Sedai?
Well, no, but like people's names.
Oh God, so the names are the most confusing.
Names and locations sometimes.
What have they said differently? Because when I was reading the book,
I'd have to go back.
I didn't know how to say Egwene.
Oh, Egwene.
Egwene. Like I would always guess. I'm like Nynaeve. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is just. It's pretty much like Lord of the Rings to the max. I mean, if you were to take kind of like the world of Lord of the Rings, but turn it into 14 books that are all that thick, and it's, you know, that's where Robert Jordan pulled a lot of his inspiration. He put a lot of his own in there, and it's just the fact that it is just so dense.
How many books?
14. Well, I think it's 14.
I was going to say
book
16.
Is
It's pretty
thick.
Pretty thick. But the movie will follow Moraine. She will travel to a small village where she meets a man named Rand, who turns out to be the Dragon Reborn, and who is destined basically to be the only man who can use magic in the world, because typically it's women who can use magic in their world. So he, alongside other companions, will travel alongside Moraine on a quest to ultimately either save or destroy humanity.
Ooh, a season 2 has already been greenlit.
So that's really, really good. We should be happy that it's already, we haven't even seen season 1, but somebody saw it and we went, season 2, we'll give it to you. So that's really good. So the book series is also set to get a film trilogy called Age of Legends, which will take place in a different era from the Amazon series, but it's planned to complement the storylines of the TV shows. And this is according to the article on IGN. So we're excited as fans of Wheel of Time, super excited about that. So
do you think you will, like, say for example, the series actually does make it all the way to the end of the books? Do you think you're going to pull a Game of Thrones and watch all of the series before you read all of the books? Because I know you got to Winter's Heart.
I'll probably reread that and then just go forward. Oh, okay. I don't think I have the capacity in my life today to go all the way back. Maybe an audiobook gets a little bit easier because I can be doing stuff while I'm listening to the book. So
there's a lot of books out there that I can't wait, fantasy books that I can't wait for them to turn into movies.
Yeah.
Mistborn, I can't. Lightbringer. Thank you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mistborn, Lightbringer.
Don't say thank you to me. You remember yourself.
My brain finally kicked in. I was like, I know it's right there on the tip of my tongue.
Oh goodness.
So also, yeah, what other fantasy books would you guys like to see turned into movies that have not been?
Yes, let us know in the comments or in the chat. And as we move on to our final topic for the day, for the Saturday edition of the Movie Couple Live. So we're talking the Bad Batch spoiler discussion. Oh, just kidding.
Quick, a super chat from Black Bono. Yeah,
Are you okay today?
No, I'm not. Brain still has not recovered fully.
Black Bono Lala has sent us a super sticker. You guys who are watching on YouTube, it's very, very cute. It's a cute little corgi that says, "How's it going? How's it going with you?" Thank you so much for sending that. Oh, it's so cute. I really wish on StreamYard, this is what we use to live stream, that they can actually like show the little sticker so we can pop it up on. Because if I pop it up, it just looks like this. And instead of saying super sticker, I wish it would get the little thingy.
Show us the sticker.
Yeah. But thank you so much.
So we have a few recommendations. Let's see here. Deathstalker Legacy from Blade GTR.
Oh.
We have Hyperion from
Vanja.
Vanja. So yeah, I mean, those, and now I'm like, okay, screen cap. I'm always looking for new fantasy book series to dive into.
Yes, absolutely. Well, hopefully they, instead of rebooting and remaking things, they will just focus on these amazing stories.
Yeah.
And turn them into TV shows or movies. And with
TV
that,
shows, that means we get more material. Instead of just a 2.5 hour movie,
yeah, to
we'll
cram
get
everything
like a
in.
6 hour TV show.
That'd be nice. And moving on to our final topic for the day, we're talking the Bad Batch spoiler discussion for the latest episode 13, called Infested. And if you guys watched the reaction video, man, we are just, well, out of the two of us, this one is so glad. It has nothing to do with spiders, but they set it up. They purposely set this up for when the Bad Batch went underground, that it was going to be spiders because there were webbings.
Yeah.
So what I'm a little curious about is these flying creatures, these beetle type of things, like, do they also spin webs as well? And that's why it's all webby? Or is it just like really dusty down there? Or do they come in and kill the spiders and those are just leftover webs?
Oh, well, I think if they killed the spiders, then they would still get stuck in the webs. What is it? When they were walking down there getting the spice that they had dropped.
Yeah.
I was thinking that it's not really spider sticky web, but it's more of like how they build their hive kind of a thing. Kind of like, what is it? How bees make their
honeycomb?
The honeycomb kind of a thing. A version of that, but a little bit of like honeycomb mixed with webbing.
I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. So I thought I was going to have a really hard time watching this episode because I really thought it was going to be spiders. I'm so happy when it wasn't spiders, where I was like, whew, okay, I can actually have fun watching this episode now. It's because it's a Star Wars show and I want to have a good time watching the Star Wars show. But this one started a little differently because we do see the Bad Batch as they travel back to Sid's place, finding out that Sid actually wasn't there and the bar's been kind of taken over by this guy right here. His name is Roland, and essentially kicked the Sid out of her own business.
Yeah.
So
I've taken over her territory.
Yeah. And luckily for Sid, because the Bad Batch would have just up and left her and weren't going to find her, but Omega.
Thank God for Omega.
She's become the voice of reason.
Well, I have to admit, she definitely has.
She's growing.
A very
growing up,
naive innocence to her, because as soon as Sid overhears Omega, and she goes, "Well, at least one of you cares," kind of a thing. And then right after that, a few minutes later, she turns around and blackmails them. She's like, "Hey, don't forget that you're trying to hide from the Empire.
Yeah,
it would suck if someone would reveal that information."
Yeah, and that's what I just really like that about Sid's. Like, yeah, she purposely withholds information, but you see in this episode that she definitely, to some degree, cares about Omega, because when they all walk back into her bar, and they're kind of face to face with Roland's like, "Oh," and the Pikes, who were like, "Well, you can go get the spices bag, but collateral damage, you got to leave the kid here."
Mm-hmm.
And all the Bad Batch drew their blasters, and Sid even stood a little bit in front of everybody, and she put her little staff and she kind of held it over Omega to kind of protect her. And I really didn't see that coming for Sid, because Sid's very much like a gray area sort of a person, where she's kind of like, "Well, this doesn't benefit me. I'm going to feel a little bad, but I care about me most.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go." So I kind of like seeing a little bit more of interaction with her in this episode, which was fun. She interacted a lot with Wrecker, who is so accident prone in this episode, dropping the flashlight, the torch, and dropping this, dropping that, making noise, and it's just funny to see. But I think one of the coolest thing we got to see also is these guys, the Pikes.
The Pikes. We haven't seen the Pikes since the Clone Wars.
The Darth Maul thing.
Yeah,
right.
Darth Maul. They had a little bit of a moment there, but also, if I'm not mistaken, they had a moment with Ahsoka.
Yes,
the Pikes have had a run-in with a lot of big Star Wars characters, and they are notorious gangsters. I think they're just like one step below. The Sun Group, the Crimson Sun, the Crimson Dawn.
Yes.
No, wait a second. Crimson Dawn is.
No, I think think you're right.
I think that's right.
I
But
think that's right.
we
Sounds
also
right to
haven't
me.
gotten much of them either. I want to see.
Right.
I want to hear more about
Just
them.
like all about like the crime lords and the syndicates.
Yeah,
That would be a lot of fun. Make it happen, Filoni.
I will. Oh, like have that happen in the Mandalorian.
Oh,
Have your own
yeah.
series that comes out that's solely about, say, like I don't know, like all the crime that goes under the huts, kind of a thing, and the huts are the masterminds. of everything
Would
that's
love.
going
I feel like that's man. That would be such a fun like gangster
on. Yeah,
themed show or movie that we can see.
Star Wars themed gangster movie.
Amazing. And you just have like the cool like whatever Godfather type music. Have the composer, you know, cook up something that's similar to that. That would be a lot of fun. But we both thought that this episode was going to go a little dark because no one double crosses the Pikes.
Oh,
No one does. And I really thought that Roland was about to lose his head. And I wonder if Omega hadn't said what she said. Like he's already apologized. Like everyone makes mistakes. And and that's why they took just a piece of his horn instead of actually behead. Like I just wonder, or was the intention was always to kind of like cut down one of the horns and just, you know, let him live in humiliation as a daily reminder of what he did.
Yeah, a daily, something. Every time he looks in the mirror, he's going to see that one horn, and it's going to be that horn. All that horn is going to say is, "Don't mess with the Pikes."
Constant reminder for the rest of your life, because it doesn't look like it grows, like it's going to grow back.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, after this episode, I believe it's a 16 episode show. So if that is the case, we've got 3 episodes left. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see Crosshair in this one, not even just for a second. But then I assume that for the remaining 3, it'll be pretty action packed, hopefully, with some sort of confrontation between the remaining members of the Bad Batch and Crosshair. What is happening on Kamino? Are we going to see Fennec again? Are we going to see Cad Bane again?
Yeah.
We don't know, but I'm very, very curious, especially once we come face to face again with Crosshair, how that's going to play out.
I'm really curious, what this whole series is actually building to as well, because it's been a while since we've actually gotten a little bit of the Kamino story or a little bit of like the Empire side of this. I mean, we got a little bit on Ryloth where it was just one individual commander that was in charge of everything that was going on Ryloth. But yeah, to see what the bigger picture is, what is happening to all of these clones whose chips now seem to be either failing or changing or malfunctioning or never worked to begin with. What is going on with them? Are they going to fully explain?
Oh yeah, I want to see more of Hauser too.
Yeah, Hauser.
Yeah, on Ryloth.
Are they going to fully explain why there are no more clones in the Stormtrooper ranks, or are they there and they're just well hidden, kind of a thing? And how Omega's story is going to unfold at the end, you know, and knowing her lineage. In which direction is it going to be? More of a Mandalorian storyline? Is it going to be more of a Boba Fett storyline? We could lead it into the Mandalorian way because Book of Boba Fett is next. Yeah. So whatever happens I know it's like light years away as far as timeline goes. Like Omega wouldn't be the same age she is now if we were to see her show up or referenced in Book of Boba Fett. But I do wonder because of how it's playing out and how it's explained about like her DNA. It's going to be really interesting. So stay tuned. Next Saturday, we will be back with another live stream where we'll talk a little bit more about the Bad Batch for the next episode, or the next remaining 3 episodes. So we hope to see you guys then. You guys, thank you so much for joining us for a very loosey-goosey casual Saturday stream. So casual that I didn't even put up like a proper headline. I was like, Saturday edition. Why not? So we hope that's what we're all about here, having fun, talking about topics that we just love and that we're passionate about. Yeah. And, spending time with you guys. Yay. That's the best part. Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and take off. We got some work to do around the house and in the editing realm. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit this video. Hit that thumbs up button. Please don't. You'll ruin your computer. Yeah, don't punch things. It's okay. Punching bags are okay. Punching actual objects that are important to you, such as computer, probably less okay. So don't punch this video. Punch that like button though. You can hit that with your mouse clicker thingy majig. That will help us get more visibility right here on YouTube. We're just crossed 45,000 subscribers, so we want to thank you guys so much. We've got more content coming.
Just other work have been coming in that we've been taking, so it's really slowed down my editing process. Because usually by the time I want to get to an edit, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, where I was like, I probably should go to bed. So with that said, we thank you guys for your support. We will talk to you on, can we do Wednesday? We're doing Wednesday,
I think
right?
so, Brian.
Let me take a look. Wednesday. I think so.
I think we're good for Wednesday.
I think we're good for Wednesday. So we will see you guys for another live stream on Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.